You ready, killer? We ready, baby. Alright, y'all know we gonna have to throw these lights on. We have to throw these lights on because when it's on, it's on. Daily Go Get 'Em is a show, Power Monday, all up in your area. Just throwing these things. Throw these things on. There we go. Power Monday. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. And this your daily Daily Go Get 'Em is a show. You think it ain't when it is. You think it won't when it is. First of all, I want to give a shout out to everybody who represented. Y'all know I wasn't feeling well this weekend, so I couldn't do no shows this weekend. I was feeling worse than bad. Like my thing was on tilt. I was hurting for certain. That thing was serious. I thought I had COVID. Well, I didn't really think I had COVID because I've had the flu before. So it felt like something that I had before. But nowadays, they won't just let you have the flu no more. So I figure I might as well go get a COVID test to make sure that I'm good and they didn't come and curse me with the monster. Instead, they bless me with the flu, right? You gotta pick your poison sometimes. All right, so it's Power Monday, and today we're talking about just because I stopped messing with you. Now, a lot of people think that when you stop banging with somebody, when you stop messing with somebody, when you stop hanging with somebody, when you stop interacting with somebody on a regular basis, they think that you've given up on them. They think that you hating on them, or they think that you don't fuck with them no more. And that's not always the case. Well, you might not be fucking with them, but that doesn't mean that you've given up on them. Giving up on somebody is a different animal. It's a different way of feeling. You know what I mean? And if you've ever given up on somebody, you know that when you've given up on somebody, more than likely you have exhausted all other options to make something good with them. But when you stop messing with somebody, when you stop fucking with somebody, it could be for different reasons. It could be because you're not getting through. It could be because they're resistant. It could be because you have something else to do and you can't dedicate all of your time to them right now. It could be for a variety of reasons. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've given up on somebody. And if you've ever had someone give up on you, you know it can be a very disheartening thing. You know it can be something that really hurts you to your core. Nobody likes to have their feelings hurt. Not me, not you, not anybody. I'm looking for my water, man. You know, even though I'm a lot better, I'm not 100%. I claim to be about 87%. So if y'all see me sniffling, grunting, what do you call that shit? Whatever you call when you do that, you know, it's because you know, I still got the sickness in me, but I'm not sick. Like I'm really on the mend. But nonetheless, getting back to what we was talking about, when somebody gives up, if somebody has ever given up on you, it can hurt you to your heart because you never want the people that you care about, the people that you love, to ever feel like you are a lost cause. And sometimes you could just have a disagreement with somebody, and because that person doesn't deal with people disagreeing with them very well, they can feel like you gave up on them. I mean, you can feel like, or they can feel like they need to give up on you. And you like, dang, it's like that just because you and I don't see eye to eye, you gonna give up on me? Like I'm a bad person? Like I'm a lost cause? Like can't nothing be done with me? It's not like that. So sometimes you have to give people a little bit of breathing room. Sometimes you have to create some space between the two of y'all in order to add some cure to the problem, in order to remedy it will come to some type of solution to whatever kind of problem the two of y'all or however many of y'all are involved. Sometimes that's just what you need to do. You need to distance yourself from somebody. You need to let cooler heads prevail. And the way that you do it, by not rocking with them, banging with them, sliding with them, riding with them for a little while, it may seem like you've given up on them. Because, shoot, to be honest with you, at the time that you did it, you might have been really mad at them. You know, just real shit. You might have been really mad at them. Like, listen, here I am trying to get this thing done with you, or trying to get you to do the right thing, or trying to get you from putting yourself in bad positions or dangerous situations and stuff like that, and you're not listening. This is definitely a situation that all parents go through when they dealing with their children. You know what I'm saying? It's a situation that most parents know a lot about. It's not always easy to deal with your children. It's not always easy to get them on the right track. It's not always easy to get them to see the light. It's not always easy to get them to listen and comply and be consistent to stay on the right track. Most parents, if they're worth anything, will hang in there with their children through thick and thin. Like, no matter what, this is my baby, or these are my babies, and we gonna ride. These are my babies, and we gonna ride. Simple as that. But as we all know, there's some parents that don't do that. And as a parent, we don't always have the convenience of being able to stop fucking with our children. Like, that don't even sound right. Like, yeah, I haven't given up on you, but I don't fuck with you right now. Or I ain't fucking with you right now. Now, there are some situations where sometimes you might have to do that with your children in extreme, extenuating circumstances. Like, sometimes your children might be on drugs. And dealing with a child that's on drugs ain't nothing nice. It's not anything that's easy to deal with. And it's not something that most parents prepare themselves for. Now, some parents deal with it a little bit better than other parents because those parents might have been on drugs at one time in their lives themselves. So identifying the problem might be really easy for them. But dealing with a situation that people had to deal with you with previously might not be all that easy. You know what I mean? You know how they say the sins of the father will visit the son, or some shit like that. Well, in a situation where your child is on drugs, you know that their lives are going to be out of control. You know that they're not going to be listening. You know that they're not going to be compliant. You know that they're not going to be productive. You know that they're not going to be positive. You know that they're not going to be helpful to their other siblings. You know that they're not going to set a good example. You know that they're not going to be reliable. You know that they're not going to be in a position to be helpful in a whole lot of ways. And you know that there's a good chance that they may be stealing from you, that they may be violent, that they just may be out of control to the point where you might have to put them out of the house. And you might be putting them out of the house after you have exhausted all other options. Like, the love that you were trying to show just wasn't working. And that's if you're a loving parent that was trying to show love. Because all parents don't do that. Some people show tough love and they forget about the love part. They just show tough. Now, what we talking about for people who are just coming in, by the way, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get a Business Show. I'm your host, Son752, aka Omar with the And we're talking about just because I stopped messing with you. Just because I stopped messing with you don't mean that I've given up on you. It's a long title, but it's meaningful. Just because I stopped messing with you doesn't mean that I've given up on you. It may be a hard thing for you to prove, especially in the case where I was talking about a parent who is dealing with a child that may be on drugs, or may be in a gang, or may be in a gang and on drugs, and out there getting money, selling drugs too. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to deal with your child in that situation, and you're realizing how incredibly tough it is. You're realizing how your love is being stretched like a small rubber band, trying to cover a very big, I don't know, wad of money, something like that. You know, our children take money away from us. That's what we've raised them to do until they can get on their own and start making their own money. But in the case of a wayward child, you may have to stop messing with them for a little while. You may have to cut them off for a little while. And trust me, you're not going to think that it's going to work, because by the time you've had to resort to cutting your child off, you don't think they give a shit anyway. Unless they've been milking you for money and they figure if you cutting them off, then they're not going to be able to get paid no more. And it's situations like that where we kind of have to look in the mirror at the real problem. Because if you spoil somebody rotten to the point where they are brats, and then you keep enabling them by financially supporting them more and more, shit, you cutting them off. You almost cutting them off to spite your face, like a nose. You know, so it's a tough situation, man. And I'm just trying to. I really wish I had a longer show to dedicate this. I'm doing this on my way home, and I'm already in Philly now. And there's a good chance that these topics that I'm dropping late at night, while I have the chance to, that we'll revisit them at another time. But yeah, I wanted to get into this a little bit. You know, if you've ever had to stop fucking with somebody, or stop messing with them, or cut them off, but you still believed in them. You still haven't given up on them. You still know that the time is going to come where that flower is finally going to blossom, where that plant is finally going to grow, where that idea is going to materialize. You know, like giving up on somebody means that not only did you stop fucking with them, that you don't think that they shit and that they ever going to make it. You've given up. Wash your hands of them. It ain't always like that. But for the person that's affected by not being messed with anymore, it's going to feel like that to them. And these are the times where you have to be emotionally strong. Look, we got heroin addicts out here dancing and acting all crazy. It's a sad sight out here. I ain't even gonna show y'all that shit. We got enough negativity. But speaking to that though, when I see these dope fiends out here leaning and doing that heroin dance, if you've ever seen a heroin dance, it'll almost make you, it won't make you want to get high, but it'll make you want to feel that good about something. You know, because they be gyrating and jerking, and you be like, God damn. And you can only duplicate that dance if you are high on heroin. You can't duplicate. I've never seen anybody do it sober or even duplicate it sober. It's hard to do. Because it's like your body takes it over. But when I see those cats, when I see them dope fiends out here, I think to myself, like, yo, I bet you that somebody gave up on them. I bet you they made somebody give up on them. They made somebody say uncle. They made somebody say, yeah, you know what, I can't do this no more. Because they didn't think that they were ever going to get off drugs. But I've seen people get off drugs. Shoot. I abused alcohol for years. A couple of decades. And I stopped all the way. So I know that anybody who practices substance abuse can be worked with. I don't know if anybody ever gave up on me. Maybe it wasn't anybody that knew me long term or that loved me long term, but for all I know, there's somebody out there that said, man, that nigga ain't never gonna be shit, you know, or whatever. You just never know. Sometimes when you don't live up to some certain people's image of what they think that you should be, or can't live vicariously through you, you know, they might give up on you, or they might just stop rocking with you. They might just stop messing with you. And if they stop messing with you, don't think that they have fully given up on you. You're not a lost cause. And more than likely, you don't know too many people who are a lost cause. I'll tell you who's a lost cause. And this is not a diss, so please don't take it that way. The only lost causes are the ones that don't have the opportunity to improve themselves anymore. And those are the people that are no longer breathing and no longer on this earth. The day you close your eyes for good, you are a lost cause. Now, your memories, your soul, your spirit are not lost causes. But your physical in this world is a lost cause. It's over. There is nothing you can do physically in this world ever again. The beauty of that is that while you're still here in this world, on this earth, on these streets, in these buildings, you can turn around any situation that you are in. I don't care what it is. I don't care what sickness it is. I don't care what trouble you're in. I don't care what condition you are in. You can always find some way to turn it around and make it better. And if you can't make it better for yourself, you can make it better for somebody else. You can't do that when you close your eyes for the last time and your soul lift up and go to God or go to the universe or wherever it's going to go. Those are the only lost causes. So there's never a reason to give up on anybody just because they don't do what you want them to do or what you think that they should be doing. Now, that might sound a little self-righteous in the reverse. You know, maybe I'm telling you what somebody else can do or what they can do or what you shouldn't do. Please don't take it that way. All I'm saying is giving up on somebody. If you give up on somebody, somebody could give up on you, and it could be the most or one of the most important people in your life. So we ain't got to do that. We don't have to go there. When people separate from each other, there's blame on both sides. There's never just one person to blame. There's never just one person at fault. It takes two. It takes two people to get together, and it takes two people to fall out and fall apart and separate. It takes two. You don't know what the future holds for you as long as you still walk in these streets, as long as you still breathe in this air. You don't know what the world or life has in store for you. So you may have wanted to be something when you were younger, and maybe it didn't come into fruition, but that wasn't any reason not to give on. I mean, that wasn't any reason to give up on life. You probably found something else that you were good at and decided to roll with that. Your first decision is not always the best decision. So, bearing that in mind, your decision to give up on somebody is probably not the best decision. Just like sometimes your decision to keep rocking with somebody after they keep smacking you down, abusing you, and misusing you is not always the best decision either. But we make decisions in real time, sometimes on the fly, sometimes under pressure. Well, I'm saying all that to say this. As time keeps ticking, as the sun keeps shining, as the night keeps falling, changes are being made internally within our body. And those internal changes turn into external changes. And those external changes are what we're going to show. So as much as we would like to stay the same, we don't have any choice but to learn and to grow and to expand and basically change. So that person that you've been trying to see change in or to exact change from, they may not do it on your timeline, but they don't have to. And we have to be grown and mature enough to understand that everything doesn't happen in and on our time. We ain't God. Shoot, many of us don't obey God either. So it's almost fair to say that even God is not in total control sometimes when we think we on our high horse. But just because somebody stopped rocking with you, they might need a breather. They might need to step back for a minute. They may need you to see the light on your own. But there's a good chance they're gonna get back at you, because more than likely they're cheering for you in the background, but they wasn't getting nowhere by cheering for you in the forefront or in the front row. I just wanted to get that across to y'all, man. Listen, man, if I keep getting off work one time, I'ma still keep rocking. I'm just keep doing this. So I'm about to get on up out of here. I appreciate y'all coming through. Please make sure y'all share the show. Subscribe to the channel. I can't when I have the camera facing this way, I can't see who's watching or whatever, but I appreciate y'all coming through. No matter how big or how small, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. You think I don't when I do. Thanks for coming through. Each and every one of y'all is like my boo. Not men though, but you know, like y'all my bro, and we gonna do this thing. We go toe to toe. We fight like brothers, but we make up like brothers, and we like family. You know who I am, and I know who you are. We just like stars in the sky. I'm the sun, and y'all are another one. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, just because they stop fucking with you does not mean that they gave up on you. The same way that just because you stop fucking with somebody doesn't mean that you gave up on somebody. Love always prevails, baby. You think it don't when it do? You think I ain't rocking with you? Yo, I'ma holler back at y'all, man. Love is love, baby. I holler. All right.